Hey, what's going on, everybody? Man, it's been, I don't even remember the last time I uploaded a video. Let me look at the calendar. It was in February, I think. Uh, yeah, it was in February. So it's been a minute. And so I apologize for that. I was on my TNT truck, um, as you can tell by the title of the video. Now, for those who are just getting into TNT or they're trying to find out more information about TNT, um, the number one thing you're going to hear people talk about with TNT is that sometimes it doesn't work out. Um, and that's true. I mean, you got two people that have never met each other that probably have different sleeping habits, different bathroom habits, different hygiene habits. I mean, it can be a number of different things, and you're basically having to live with them for months. I say months, who knows how long, but just to make it simple, months. Um, so I had a trainer. I had got my TNT trainer. I had come home for that. I don't know. It was a few days. He picked me up, and I was gone for probably a week, probably a week and a couple days, almost a week or a week and a couple days. But I called my fleet manager and told him that I was going to get off the truck. I wouldn't say it was something that just didn't work out. Um, it was more like maybe personality difference. I mean, a couple things. I don't want to go into detail because I don't want to, um, disrespect him. Because, like I told him, like I have the utmost respect for him. If I had any issues or had any questions, he would be the first person I called. But when it comes to, um, you know, training and training new people and that kind of thing, some guys, they're not happy with the new, like, I want to call it payment terms or whatever they changed, the payment arrangements for the way Prime just recently changed them. And it teeters on a fine line of like, do they really want you on the truck? Do they really want to be a trainer? And I can't speak for those guys who train. I can only speak for being the trainee. Um, I can tell you that for those who are who are trainers and watch this video, if you're not happy with the way you have to pay your trainees, and you're not happy with the way that whole thing is going with Prime, I would suggest probably not taking a trainee uh, until you get satisfaction from that. Now, will they change? I'm sorry, just throwing this pen around. Will the company suddenly change the way they pay you, that they pay the trainee or whatever? Probably not. But that's something I guess a trainer would have to think about. Like, am I going to really want to keep doing this if they keep changing the pay like this, or I'm paying them, or that kind of thing? That's something they have to figure out. But if you have a trainee or you continue to train while you're figuring all that out, the best thing to, at least in my opinion, would probably not to bitch about it every day. Not to call people and complain about it every single day, especially with your trainee around. Um, and if your trainee brings it up and was like, I don't understand the fuss and that kind of thing, then you guys have a conversation about it or whatever. But you don't, every day calling different guys, especially other Prime drivers, bitching about how much you have to pay, and I had to pay him this much today and blah 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 blah. It's just it makes that person feel like, at least in my view, in my personal opinion, it makes that person feel like they're not a part of the truck. That it makes them feel like that that they're a bill that that you don't want. It makes them feel like you don't really want to train them. You know, yeah, I'm not saying that that's what happened or anything like that. There was more stuff that happened within that week, that happened, and I was in Houston. We had just gotten to I think it was the north side of Houston, and we delivered to a distribution center. I'm trying to keep the information short, that way there's no way it could kind of come back on any one person, because I don't want that. Because like I said, like outside of that kind of thing, as far as outside of training, man, I could probably drink a beer with that dude. and just hang out and have a good time. But as far as training's concerned, it just wasn't for me, I guess, as far as him. But anyways, we had just got done with well, I say just got done. But at the moment where I said, I can't do this, we were on our way to the distribution center. And there was just some things that were being said and that I wasn't a fan of. And I finally had just gotten fed up with it. And being that I live 2 hours away from Houston, I think it came to a point, and I talk to my wife every day. It came to a point of where I called my wife and kind of explained to her what was going on. And I basically said, look, I'm 2 hours away right now. Like, I don't know when, if ever, I'll come back. I could be gone, not come back to Texas for a while. And so, because he doesn't live in Texas, I do. And there were states that we hadn't been to yet, so there's a chance that I may not come back to Texas for a while. And so I felt like I had to make that decision right then, was to get off the truck, get a different trainer, and, continue on with my journey in Prime. I will say that every single person from the time that I the time that I clicked the submit button to apply for Prime to the time that I left that hotel, there's not a single person in Prime that had an attitude, that was rude, that was nothing like that. Everyone that I've met that had to do with Prime or is working at Prime is incredibly helpful. They'd be the first person to help you with whatever you needed help with. If you had questions, they would be the first one to help you with what to do, where to go, how to do it, all that stuff. There wasn't a single person up until that point where, sorry, I hit the space bar on my computer. Single person that I had run into that had any kind of attitude or that I thought, man, this is how everybody is in this company. And I'm not saying that he represented the company bad. I'm just saying that, his personality and the way I am, more laid back, and it just didn't mesh. And like I said, there's more to it. I just don't want to go into that detail. I just wanted to give my experience on how TNT is going for me. I'm now moving on from that. I got home. My wife picked me up, 2 hour drive. So she's the best. She drove, I forget how many hours it was. She drove from Central Texas to Springfield and picked me up, and then turned around and came right back. She didn't drive, I drove back, but she is the best. And anything that I can ask of her, and that she can do, she'll do it. She had gotten off of work, drove 2 hours, picked me up from the west side of Houston at a truck stop, and came back home. And I've been home since last week, basically on, I think, Monday or Tuesday. So waiting for my new trainer, which I did. He called me today. And he's got some stuff he's got to take care of at home. So it'll be, I think, next week is when he grabs me. So the way, so aside from that, I wanted to kind of go into, now that like what could happen with TNT and what could happen with your trainers, with a trainer that you get. I never want to be that guy with that multiple trainers. I never wanted to be like, oh, I'm getting a new trainer this week because of this, and I'm getting a new trainer next week because of this. I didn't want to be that. I wanted to have that one trainer, knock all my miles out, get my own truck, come back home, see my wife, see my kids, and all that stuff, and make some money. I think 50,000 miles is a lot. I don't think, I think people sitting behind a computer desk shouldn't be deciding how many miles that train. I think they should do it. I think they should get on the truck for 50,000 miles and see how long it is. There's just really no way that you should be on the truck 50,000 miles. If anything, I think it should be a time frame, not miles. So, for example, there's companies out there, because I don't want to get in trouble by saying their name. They train for 5 weeks, and I think that to me, I think 8 weeks would be enough. 2 months, I think that's plenty. Because you might go to different distribution centers, and it might be a little bit different depending on where you go, but for the most part, it's all pretty much the same. You find a parking spot, you walk up to the gate, or some type of gate. They give you some type of paperwork to fill out. You fill it out, you hand it back. They check the truck. They may not check the truck, but they usually ask you, have you been here before? Every single place that we went to said, have you been here before? And I said, no. And then they walked me through the process. Okay, cool. Here's this paperwork. Fill this out. Once you fill it out, bring it back to me, and then park, and then we'll call you when we're ready for you to get unloaded. Okay, parked. hung out, called, okay, here's your gate, go here, unloaded, left. Okay, when you come back, and when they give you your paperwork, go back to the gate, give this to them, they'll check your truck. Okay, cool. Leave your doors open, go all the way back to the gate, done. I mean, it's pretty much the same everywhere. Their processes might be different as far as what you fill out or who you talk to, but for the most part, it's all the same. And some places don't have gate guards like that. You just pull in, you park, and then you walk up, you check in, they'll call you, you park, or you get your gate or whatever, they unload you, and then they'll call you again, say, hey, come get your paperwork. You go inside, grab it, and you're done. Pull up, shut your doors, and either go to a truck stop or whatever. But it's usually just about the same process, no matter where you go. So, in my opinion, I think 2 months is more than enough. And I think it also should be up to the fleet manager to make sure that that trainee sees everything. Making sure you have a drop and hook, making sure you've done the alley docking and all that stuff. If you've been doing it for 8 weeks and you still can't back up a trailer to dock, you probably are in the wrong business, because it's not that hard. After like the first few times, you get it pretty quickly, actually. So, anyways, that's beside the point. But still, that's a lot of miles. 50,000 miles, that's a lot, especially with the way freight's going right now. It's kind of slow. But anyways, I talked to my new trainer. He's going to be here next week. So what to expect from TNT. So now that we know what could happen with TNT and how depending on your trainer and what happens, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, for a variety of reasons. It could be that maybe they've got some kind of family emergency. They won't be able to take you on for, you might be home for 2-3 weeks. Instead of doing that, just get you a new trainer. You can swap out. Or maybe you guys had an argument, or, maybe he's making you drive a bunch and not letting you do anything. I mean, it could be for a variety of reasons. TNT is what it is. It is what it is. But I will say, now that we know what could happen, basically how TNT goes. So once you get your trainer, say goodbye to everybody, you get on the truck, and you go to start your miles, you are living in a box, basically, with that other person. So the best thing you can do is be clean. The absolute best thing you can do to be clean. Get a shower anytime you can. I'm not saying to go out and pay for showers, but at the same time, that's something you talk to your trainer about. Like, does he have to earn those credits? Or I know, like with, I think it's Pilot. It's either Pilot or Love's. I think it's Love, but Prime employees automatically get Platinum, which is unlimited shower credits. So they're not wasting any shower credit. You can take as many showers as you want. Some drivers like certain truck stops. But that's something you talk to your trainer about. But basically, you've got a confined area, and it's the name of the game is drive as much as you can, learn as much as you can, and try to just stay clean, get some sleep, that kind of thing. It is tough. It is tough, especially with two people trying to live in a truck like that. It's hard, especially when you don't know each other. It's even harder. But the one thing I can say is, if you get a good trainer and really a good person, I mean, those miles will breeze by. I mean, they'll fly by. It's just a matter of, making sure that you have that conversation with your trainer. And I don't mean wait until it frustrates you to the point of like, what the fuck? I'm saying you get on the truck with your trainer, hey man, this is, blah, 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 talk to them. Or a lot of times they call you on the phone, let you know, hey, I'm coming to get you this date, this time, blah, 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 blah. And that's when you could talk to them then. Or let them know, hey man, give me a call, later on, so we can kind of go over some particulars, some specifics, but have that conversation with them. That's what I did with my first trainer. I didn't bring it up at first. He did. He was like, here's the rules of the trucks, and here's when we'll stop, and then I asked him, okay, so how do we work out showers? How do we do, I don't know how all this works, and that's when we kind of went over it. He goes, well, if you want to take a shower, just let me know. He's like, I'll get you a shower reserved. You can go take a shower, as long as we're not having to rush anywhere, having to go anywhere. If you want to do laundry, don't wait till the last day and you have no more underwear. It's like after you got a couple days clothes left. Hey, let me know. Like, hey, I got to take hey, I got to, do laundry. So the next time we stop, or where can we stop for an extended period of time so we can do laundry? Take advantage of the terminals. We had gone to Salt Lake City, and our delivery wasn't until I think Tuesday. And it was Monday. I think it was Monday morning. Or so we had time. We got there to Salt Lake City Saturday morning, and Prime has a terminal in Salt Lake City, and we were 6 miles away from our drop, from our delivery. So it didn't make any sense to go and sit in their parking area overnight when we had the terminal right there. So we took advantage of that. That's free showers. That's a free, a normal bed. You can go in there and ask for a bunk if they have one available. They've got laundry facilities that are dirt cheap. I think it was 50 cents. I want to say it was 50 cents to wash and 50 cents to dry, and I think I paid $1 for the little detergent packet because I had forgotten mine at my house. And that another thing. Take pods. Don't take regular liquid detergent. The more space you can save, the better. But I pay like $1 for that. So I mean, take advantage. If you're there at the terminal, go to the North Star Grill, grab something to eat. Hang out in the terminal like that. That's what I did. Man, I sat upstairs. I was on my phone. I watched TV. Like I got some space away from, the person I had been in a tiny box with for a week. Almost a week. So that to me that was that was great. I took a long hot shower. It's got its own toilet in there. I just took my time. Make sure I was refreshed. I did all my laundry and I didn't even need to do laundry. I only had I think 2 shirts, 2 shorts, and some socks, and that's about it. I didn't need to do laundry, but I did it anyway. I took advantage of what I had to make sure everything was ready to go, clean, and took it back to the truck. I refolded it back up, put it in my bag, and I was good to go, like I had left for my house. But with TNT, it definitely is hard. If you watch the videos of people saying how easy it is, and it's not. TNT is not easy, and I'm surprised they extended it for that long. I guess, I guess that the way I see it is, Prime is thinking you want to be a trainer, so 30,000, 50,000 shouldn't matter because that's what you want to do, right? You want to be a trainer, you want to share your truck, and I can't imagine guys do it for a whole. Now I see why they do it. Like they that's why you hear them say, some guys do it for the money, and I understand that now because just being there for a week, I get why they would just, fuck it, I can teach this dude to back up and fill out some paperwork, and I'll take it. I'll just take all the shit and get the money. And then train him as best I can, that kind of thing. I did try to do a couple of videos, and get them uploaded or whatever, so that way it didn't seem like the channel died or anything. But it was incredibly hard because it seemed like in certain places we would get good service and other places we wouldn't. Like even at the Prime terminal, their Wi-Fi sucks. So I had a video ready to go and I couldn't upload it because the Wi-Fi wasn't that good. And then if you turned it off, you only got good service upstairs, not in the cafeteria area or whatever, the area you sit down to eat, dining area. So it was so hard, and I felt bad because I was like, man, I could really be going over some stuff right now and that kind of thing. And then to be honest, my trainer, I don't think every trainer's like this, but my trainer was kind of up my ass a lot. As far as what I was doing, where I was at, you're doing this, you're doing that, and it was just kind of tough to take a video and upload it and all that, especially when you're moving. And it's right now this one's at 18 minutes, so I mean, it takes a minute. It's not as easy as you would think. I think once you get solo and you want to do videos, it would be a lot easier because you can set your truck up for internet. You can set your truck up for having a laptop and all that stuff. And my first trainer's truck, he didn't have anything like that. He had a couple of chargers and that was it. He didn't keep food on the truck, so a lot of times we kept stopping at the Loves and the Flying J's to eat food, and that gets incredibly expensive. But I'm not making the money he's making, so I don't have that, and I'm not getting tax breaks every time. Having the LLC, being a lease operator, I'm paying for it out of my own pocket. So and I'm not at home. I can't make a pack of lunch. Right? So there's no food. So a lot of times I was getting Gatorades and bottles of water and that kind of thing. And, he kept water on the truck, but it was kind of he kept it underneath the bunk. And when it was running out of water, I didn't want to go digging through his shit to go get a couple of bottles of water. So I would just say, fuck it, and go inside. And I'd pay $1, $2 for a bottle of water, which, yes, it adds up, but, still, not something I wanted to do. So yeah, just plan for that. You do get paid. this $900 weekly, guaranteed is all bullshit. I think the most I've made so far is like $400 in a week after all the shit they take out and all the little fees and all the if you use that $200 loan and of course they force a lot of people do the cardinal sleep things. They charge you for that, and it's by the time you actually have any kind of money, I'm getting $350, $400 a fucking week. So it's kind of, and then I got to do this for 50,000 miles. 50,000 miles I got to do this for before I can actually make some real money that I can actually survive on and pay my damn bills. So, but of course they don't look at it that way. I don't understand what the miles thing. You would think they would do it for a certain amount of time, and if for some reason, maybe use your trainers a little wiser. Maybe do it for 8 weeks, and if they need more time, then that trainer should be able to tell the fleet manager, now he needs to stay on for another couple of weeks, and that kind of thing. And that's the way it should work out, not force them on 50,000 miles. And then, to me, that's crazy. So I don't know how it all works. I don't know if they can be like, no, he don't need to do the whole 50. He's good to go or whatever. I don't know, but I know that that's a long time to go with getting paid like trash. So, anyways, that was my experience. This is my current experience with TNT. Going with my second trainer, it's not uncommon. So don't feel bad, like if you have to switch a trainer, don't feel bad that you have to do that. Just make that decision, be an adult about it, be respectful, unless this dude is like in your face and talking all kind of shit about you and that kind of thing, handle that however you feel like you need to. But the way, at least what was going on with me, is I wanted to be an adult about it. I was respectful about it. I didn't want to go into detail with him. I didn't want to, have that kind of talk. I just want to have a clean break. This is what I'm deciding to do. This is how I'm going to do it, and I'm sorry it didn't work out. But like I said, if something was to happen and I needed help, he'd be the first person I called, but as far as training and that kind of thing, it's not, I'd rather just be on a different truck. So, today it's March 7th, 3 p.m. Central Time. So, like I said, I just got the phone with my trainer about an hour ago. He called. It was a quick call. He just let me know that he was my trainer. He wanted to touch base, that he had something going on the 14th, and that he was going to pick me up when he was done with home time. He thought about doing it before, which honestly didn't make any sense. What was I going to do? Like sleep in his truck while he's at home for 2 days? Where I live 2 hours away from you. Just come and get me after. Because I'm getting paid regardless. So, but yeah, like I said, TNT there's not a whole lot to say about it. That's why when you look up videos on Prime's TNT, you don't see a whole lot. And for the most part, they're all about the same. They're all talking about or doing the same thing. It's really, it's just you. It's like PSD, but in a truck. You're mobile. It's like a mobile PSD. Think of it that way. With the exception of like your pre-trip and all that shit, you don't really mess with that. Not like you did in PSD, but it's just like that. You're still training, but now you're on the road training, and now you're actually learning the job. So, besides that, I don't really have much else to say. I just wanted to kind of update you guys on the TNT process, and because it's really not much of a process, but I wanted to update you guys on what was going on and all that stuff. I'm going to continue to try to make videos, at least while I'm home, about Prime and how this is all working out, and the different things I was shown with the Prime app, and the different things the different places I went to. I had gone to Bryan, Laredo, Salt Lake City, and then ended up coming back to Houston, where I ultimately got off the truck. So I'll make those videos over the course of over the next couple days or maybe a week while I'm here. Like I said, when I finally get on my second trainer's truck, probably not going to upload for a little bit, just because I'm learning his schedule and how he does things. So I don't want to be disrespectful. The same thing I did when I was on my first trainer's truck. I didn't want to be disrespectful and walking around with a damn camera in my hand all the time. To me, if it was me, that would frustrate me. Like, are you on a reality show, or are you here to learn this job? So once we kind of get more of a relationship and that kind of thing, I'll slowly start to upload videos and that kind of thing. And then as I get closer to upgrading and getting on my own truck, I'll have my own internet. I'll have a new laptop that I have to replace my old one. I'll have more camera angles, better cameras. I'll have the GoPros and that kind of thing. That way you can see what I see and that kind of thing. So, as always, if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, leave them down below. And if I didn't mention something on the TNT process or how it all worked out for me anyway, ask in the comments, and I can respond as soon as I can. But other than that, I hope everyone has a great week. Keep rolling, and take it easy.